Okay, good afternoon. My name is Juan Trujillo, Alsa High School, and today I am going to teach you how to complete the square. We're going to work with quadratic equations. So I would like for you guys to write down this equation, please. I want you to write down y equals x squared plus 4x plus 1. Write down this equation. We're going to complete the square. Can you guys see the screen?
Yep.
In order for us to complete the square, to transform the standard equation into vertex form, we need to group the variables together in a parentheses, like so, leaving a big space, and pushing that constant out. And in that big space that we left, we're going to draw a big line, and so we are also going to draw a big line outside. This empty line is for us to complete the square. The first step in completing the square is to take hold of the middle term and divide that by 2, and we end up with 2. That result, we need to square it. 2 squared then becomes 4. This is what we are going to add in order to complete the square. But in an equation, we have to balance an equation. We know the rule. What you do on one side, you do to the other side. But here we modify that rule, and we will do to one side, we will subtract to the same side. Finally, when we take this first term, since this is the first term, we take the first operation that we did. We did 4 divided by 2 first, and that is what we want to go inside this new parentheses. So I took the first term, brought it down to the second term, divided it by 2, that's the process, and I squared it outside. These two constants combine into one single term. This is how you complete the square. So we are going to do this, but with the use of a calculator. We can do these a couple of times until you get used to completing the square. We're going to make use of the calculator in order to transform this first equation into that second equation. So please open up your graphing calculators. I will open up my graphing calculator. Did it do that? Keep on, keep on. Go ahead and keep on. That's okay, I will guide you with this calculator. I want you to go to y equals up here. Hit y equals. Once you hit y equals, type in our equation, which we know to be y equals x squared plus 4x plus 1. Type it in by hitting this x button, hitting that square button here, and then just hitting the rest, plus 4x plus 1. Now come around to check up on you, see if you have it correct. Yes, so you have it correct. So type in x squared plus 4x plus 1, and you have it. Now that you have that typed in, I want you to next hit this yellow second button and hit the graph button right underneath that screen. That graph button there. Good. You are now looking at an XY table. What I want you to do now, I want you to scroll up and down using your up and down arrows, but pay attention to the Y column. I want you to pay attention to the numbers where they begin to repeat. There are certain Y values that repeat. Do you notice any Y values that repeat?
Like 2, 2, 3, 3.
Ah, have you seen that? So, scroll up and down until they repeat. So yes, you're getting closer. There it is. There it is. I see it. Do you see -3 on the X column? And do you see -2 on the Y column? And then do you see -2 on the X column and -3 on the Y column? And then do you see -1 on the X column and -2 on the Y column? Those two repeat. So let me show you what you are looking at. You are looking at an XY table where we have a middle point. What is that middle point? The one that does not repeat. What is that point?
0 and 1.
Isn't it -2, -3?
Oh yes, yeah, okay. Yes.
And right above it, you see that?
-3, 2.
-2, comma, -3.
And -3 and -2.
And above it, you see -3, -2. And below it, you see -1, -2. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you see that these repeat here? Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
And can you see that these repeat? What is the next value above -3, -2? -4, comma?
-4, positive 1.
Comma 1. And what is the next point after -1? 0, comma? 1. See how they repeat?
Yes.
Well, this is how you guys are going to complete the square with the calculator. You will look for this point, the one point that does not repeat. And we will put this number inside of the parentheses with the opposite sign. But we'll put this y coordinate outside of the parentheses with its sign. And this is how we have completed the square. So I'm going to do another one with you guys, and I will guide you. Let's now write down another equation. Copy this equation down, please. Write this equation, y equals x squared minus 8x minus 3. Write that down, and let's type that equation into your calculators.
Clear it.
Clear the other equation, and make sure that you guys type in the new equation. So go to your y equals button, clear it, and type in your new equation. So x squared, good, minus 8x minus 3. And once again, hit second graph and look at the table. You guys are looking at the table now? I want you to volunteer. What point do you notice on the XY column that doesn't repeat? Scroll up and down, up and down. Which one does not? Do you see which one does not repeat?
4 and -19.
Is that the same thing for you, young lady? Yes, 4 and -19. Is that also the same thing for you, young man?
Yes.
And for you, other young man? Very well, 4 and -19. Can you guys tell me what 3 above 4 has as a y coordinate?
-18.
-18? And how about the 5 below the 4? What does it have as a y coordinate? -18. So we can see that this is the point that doesn't repeat. So can you try to write the vertex form from this?
Yes.
Okay, how about if I give you 5 seconds to talk to each other there and write the vertex form when looking at your table.
I think it's going to be -4 parentheses. And we're going to square that. And then I think it's going to be a positive 19.
Is it positive or negative?
Oh, you're right. It's negative. It stays the same.
Yeah.
You're right.
I heard you say opposite, same.
So I've been listening to your conversations. If you look at the previous example, you notice that the x coordinate gets written inside the parentheses with the opposite sign, and the y coordinate gets written outside the parentheses with the same sign. Yes, do you guys notice that?
Yes.
Let's do this problem now algebraically. Let's see if we do come up with this answer. So here we go. We will start off again, y equals x squared minus 8x minus 3. According to the rules of completing the square, we will group the variables together in the parentheses and leave a big space. We push out the constant. We draw a big line both inside and outside, and then we do our operation. -8 divided by 2 is
-4.
-4. And then we take that result and square it. What is -4 squared, class?
16.
Yes, positive 16. But the rule is, whatever you do on one side, you subtract it on that same side. And when we write our vertex form, we only take the x and we take the first operation. It turned out to be -4. That's what we squared. These two outside numbers combine into a single one, and there it is. You might be asking yourself, well, Mr. Trujillo, what happened to that 16? Why is that 16 no longer there? But I want you to focus your attention right here. What is 4 squared?
16.
So 16 really has not disappeared. It's still within our problem. Are you guys ready to do one on your own?
Yes.
Yes, we
All
are.
right, you guys are braver than I am. I want you to try to complete the square on this problem. Y equals x squared minus 6x plus 11.
Okay.
So
I got it. Oh.
feel free to collaborate with your team members. The team that comes up with the quickest response gets a free trip to Hawaii.
Wow.
I know where I'm going. I got it.
Yeah, you'll have to pay for it. It's still free, but you'll have to pay for it. Wow, you guys are amazing. You guys are collaborating, working together, discussing what's next. You're typing it into your calculator, you're verifying it on your calculator, and you're verifying it algebraically. Very good. Are you guys just about ready?
Yes.
How about you, young lady? Not yet? How about you, young man?
I'm getting there.
Good, good, good. I'll give you guys another minute to finish up. Continue to work, and we will compare the answers on the board in a second. Very good. Okay. Mr. Tapp, young man, did you type that into your calculator?
I did not, because I could not figure out how to get back to the screen to do so.
We are going to type in y equals, right? So there we go.
Okay.
Then we clear that equation. Type in the new equation. So if you can't do it on the calculator, we'll hit pause for a second.